Hello and welcome to Vampire the Masquerade Blood on the Streets, Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition show on Twitch and possibly someday eventually YouTube. My name's Deuce and these are my lovely players. Who wants to go first? Okay, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm the Lazy Gerbil. I'm an internet ghost. You can't find me.
Great advertising there.
I'm regretting this choice already. Who wants to go next?
I have succeeded.
Who wants to go next?
Hi, I'm Mayan. I have glowing cat ears. That is all.
This is going to be great. What do you do?
Nothing. I am jobless. And I don't do social media. I have no clue why I'm here.
Do we just continue the clockwise rotation?
Kill me. Lady, why not?
If the show gets off the ground, this is what I will be doing.
Okay,
I have so many regrets.
I am Sarah. I am an engineer currently looking for an actual position, but I also am a very big role-playing game nerd. So yeah, I'm just doing this because I've got.
Currently looking for a different game to be in.
I need to engineer a situation away from you guys.
I'm an engineer desperately looking for a way out.
It's called alcohol, Dan. It's called alcohol.
What if you're someone like me who can't partake in alcohol? Then what's my partake?
Pistols at dawn. I don't know.
What? Jen.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jen. I don't really do anything. I just sort of sit, pay nurses, and play video games. That's my entire existence.
Yay. Shadows. Please be more interesting than these nerds.
Fuck you, I'm interesting.
I'm Shadows. Captain Shadows sometimes, and software dev by day. I also don't exist on the internet, so bye.
It's also currently what for some reason decided I'm going to try and remake these Vampire the Masquerade sheets to not suck.
That too. I may be doing that.
Yeah, Doozer, who are you? You kind of brushed over your own introduction.
I'm Doozer Pindan. And that's about it, really. I like playing TTRPGs, I like playing video games, I'm a huge horror fan, and vampires are probably my favourite supernatural creature, so...
And yet you refuse to run Call of Cthulhu for me. For shame.
Does it have vampires in?
Yes!
Well, shut up anyway. Look, I'll consider running it one day. We'll have lots of Cthulhu madness and shenanigans.
Yes, Dan, we have so much in common, actually. Like, you're a huge horror fan, I'm a huge horror. So...
Sarah, you're a bad person. I want you to know that.
I posted the simple antagonist rules that I was trying to show earlier.
Am I going to have life regrets if I go back to the Discord and have a look at what you just did?
Jenny says that, but yeah, I'm playing the Toreador.
No, this is Shadow in real life.
Many regrets.
I actually don't wear socks.
So, anyway, on the subject of horror, there's these cunts. On the subject of horror, just a content warning. This is Vampire the Masquerade. It's set in a setting called the World of Darkness. Last week was more light-hearted, more relaxed fun as the characters all got to know each other and went on their first little foray into London. This week will be more of a demonstration on why exactly it's called the World of Darkness. There will be descriptions of body horror, and it's It's going to be a bit intense. So if you need to step away for the sake of your own mental health, please do. Your mental health is and will always be more important. And thank you for choosing to support me on Patreon. And I hope you enjoy the video. You can always skip the description though. You'll know when it starts. I think that's everything. Content warning. Whatever the fuck that introduction was. And
Both we shouldn't be doing this.
I mean, it's fair. Look,
Mhm.
choices were made.
Anyway,
I muted myself.
Things can only go up from here.
So I think last session we finally met up with the coterie, right?
No.
And then we exploded a bird with a sniper rifle.
No, Timothy stamped on his head.
No.
because he's a monster.
okay, is this gonna be
Timothy
the
killed the burb. We were guiltless.
Yeah.
is this gonna be the inside joke y'all relentlessly teased me for the entire campaign, and the people on
Burb
Patreon
killer.
I mean,
just
No,
don't have any
This is-
context?
This is one of the inside jokes that we relentlessly tease you with.
Look,
Yeah.
look, we all know in another life Timothy is a filthy traitor.
Mm-hmm.
In an alternate reality where Timothy was not a vampire.
Well, where he was a vampire, but he was also a Norse, had a different name, and fucking hacked into the SI while sitting in my goddamn living room.
I mean,
Hey, I will willingly admit that was because of me. That was entirely me being a dum dum. Hopefully, my character is smarter than me.
and what about the wonderful choice with your Brujah to try and take on 6 SI agents armed with HK carbines all by
I
yourself?
killed all of them
Yeah, because I changed the fucking rules.
because you're a nice person.
Yeah,
Personality.
'Cause,
Way to go.
For anyone who's not particularly familiar with the SI or how powerful they are, 6 SI agents will kill a kindred in one round.
But back to what we were actually doing.
Anyway, but back to 20.
The plot was
20.
Queen
Oh,
Anne's
right.
Queen Anne's indentured servant contacted
Yes.
us
Yep.
and said, "Hey, Sabbat in the city, go deal with it, you assholes, because you're expendable."
Pretty much.
Here's where we think a person is. We figured out they were a Ravnos because of the fact they could not stay in the same place because of their severe ADHD.
Yes, that's what
Oh.
it is.
Oh, that's a problematic one if you associate all the clans with mental illness.
Yes, it is. Then
But
we
then how do you deal with Malks, whose thing is mental illness?
Malkavians are the kind of person that takes mental health issues like a personal challenge.
but yeah, we then were told where
It's like a bingo sheet.
we were told where she was staying for that night, and we had a plan.
Just Malkavians running around.
We
going,
were-
I got a bingo! Right.
Joey and his Lasumba sugar mama would go and pretend to be Sabbat. While heading up there, though, the Ravnos' pet saw our sniper weighing in weight and told her. So our sniper made the executive decision to open fire.
Shoot out their kneecap.
After a hectic run before police show up, we dragged the Ravnos into the back of our car, where our mob boss was sitting there being very intimidating. And that we figured out, hey, they hate the Sabbat just as much as we do. So we were like, oh, good, we can drop this act. Tell us where to go, we'll slaughter them, and I don't know, we'll bring your sire's head as a trophy or something to make you feel better before you leave.
Now, the unspoken one is that we are all a bunch of murderous bastards, so killing her once we've got the information is not off the table, but it's not on the table either.
I mean,
when-
Lucy might not think of it,
That's
but
just rude.
It may not be off the table, but Joey right now, who's kind of took a bit of charge, in the final parts of the session would be against if any of you did try, since we have no reason to kill this person yet. Technically, they are Sabbat, but they've made it clear that they do not align that way morally.
This is true.
So-
Sabat can defect back to the Camarilla.
Okay.
That's Joey's mindset. We want to give this person at least a chance to come back to the correct form of vampiric government.
So, dues.
So, Gerbs. You started it.
Oh my
Anyway.
god, that's so awkward.
I hate you so much.
Look, dude, you jumped into voice chat and said, "Can I be in your game?" So I said, yes, you can. You only have yourself to blame.
You know, we could just remove these two and the four of us could go off and, stream a game. I can run it. I'll be a bad DM, but I could try.
Anyway,
Yeah.
What we could actually
Anyway.
even do is we could do like a show with a DM carousel where it's the same game, but someone else is running it each time.
Oh,
We
good
could
lord,
do
no.
something like that.
no. That's a horrible idea.
Actually, I've seen it done pretty well. It's a lot of fun. I've been in a game where that was done. It's pretty fun, actually. I could set up something like that. Anyway, sorry, Gerbil, what were you saying?
I was going to ask you to start the game.
Oh,
That's what we were doing. We were giving the introduction
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
we could start.
We've given the recap as to what happened last time.
yes,
For those who didn't see it.
Shit happened. The Ravnos tried to rearrange Joey's face with feral weapons, and then Joey did a very clever use of forget, so the Ravnos didn't give Joey free plastic surgery with less plastic or anesthetic.
So, Joey made them forget, and I was like, okay, so we know you hate your Sabbat sire. We'll butcher them. Just take us to the gate, and we'll head there.
Yeah.
You can either help. You can either help us fight or sit in the car until we're done.
The episode ended with the Ravnos saying, "When you kill my sire, make him suffer." And then when you arrive at the address, because the camera fades in on a car pulling up to a pretty nondescript warehouse somewhere in London. It's a large, spacious building, and on the outside looks entirely deserted. There doesn't seem to be anybody around. What do you do? Do you just go in, or...?
I look around the outside of the building where we can, using my sense the unseen, looking for anything, magical by, on windows or doors. I assume I just roll down the window and look out.
There... roll a... is it wits or specs?
I believe it'd be wits awareness with my specs.
Oh, yeah, okay. Roll that difficulty 3, let's say.
Three.
3 successes. Yes, you see some sigils. Some wards have been placed on the building. They're hard to notice in the dark of the night, but with your true sight, let's call it, you're able to see the faint magical nature of these glyphs, and they are pretty much just a warning system. If anyone goes in, they'll be aware that there's intruders.
So this place is magically alarmed.
Okay, so Timothy would be looking for a sniper perch.
I don't think sniper's going to be all that useful.
That
Cool.
was to the DM.
sorry.
Make a wits awareness or a wits insight, whichever's better.
Alrighty.
Do, 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 do.
It's 3 successes.
You even if you could find a sniper perch here, you wouldn't really have any decent line of sight into the building with the way the windows are and the upper and lower floors. There's not really a way to get a good line of sight inside, which may be entirely by design. Probably not though. It's just they're big block buildings with very few windows.
Okay, so Timothy looks at his sniper rifle case and just guess that's staying in the car.
Joey looks at our Raffles friend and he goes, "So, where's the seal exactly? Do you know?"
The warehouse has a very large basement, more than large enough for the gate they're building.
Right.
I don't know how far along they are, but they are pretty close to completion.
Will those trigger if you go near them? Points at the magic rooms.
None of I goes through them, but they will if you follow me.
Can you disable them?
Blood sorcery isn't really my thing.
No, could I roll a knowledge occult to see if I can know that just messing with the runes?
Sure, you can roll. I'd say difficulty 4 to
Right.
know how to fuck around and find out with trivia bullshit.
So would that be intelligence occult?
Yeah, intelligence occult.
Going to rouse the blood.
Okay.
And would my library affect me here?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Oh.
I'll just throw in a help.
Well then, ooh, damn. Yeah, no,
I don't think-
yeah.
+1 success.
Jesus,
Good.
with
I rolled the help.
with 8 successes. Yeah, you've got this down pat. She just needs to disrupt the sigil on this part here, disrupt that sigil on that part there. Yeah, like and you tell her how to do it, and she gets out of the car and goes inside to begin doing it. She will have told you what the other clans are, what other clans are present. There is a Tremere, as you can guess by the blood sorcery. There is a Zamiti, her sire, a Ravnos, and a Lasombra.
Timothy pulls out a one of those like high-powered police flashlights
Yeah.
and basically hands that over to Lauren and basically just says, "I'm guessing you might need this if you want to deal with that Lasombra."
Mm-hmm. She does warn you that the Lasombra is that she doesn't trust the Lasombra. She thinks she might also be a defector. She's not entirely sure. Just the Lasombra has been going out late in the night and meeting with people in places where she hasn't been able to follow. You know,
Lasombra like shadows. Let's get rid of shadows.
Well,
like
The
shadows.
Sombra are sketchy,
Like,
apparently.
can we maybe not have the flashlight on when I'm doing my shit? Like,
The thing here, I believe, will come down to simple fact. When we begin our attack, if the Lasombra decides to attack us, we fight back.
Very well. I
Yeah.
just wanted to say I'm not entirely sure whose side she's on. Could be
The answer-
enemies.
From my understanding of the nature of the Sombra clan, no offense, they are normally much more self-interest oriented.
Oh, before I forget, I'm gonna activate toughness.
No offense, but your clan is the worst.
I did. Well, Joey did say that.
it's like some taken. Um,
I'm not saying you are, but as I said, that's why I said the stereotype, not implying that it's everyone.
Okay, so dudes, I just activated toughness.
Dun dun dun. Coolio.
So once our new charming friend, says with a bit of sarcasm, returns that with the runes destroyed, we can head in.
And it doesn't take that long with the assistance you gave. She actually knows exactly which parts to disrupt. And as she is coming out of the building, you see behind her shadows begin to collect, coming in from the doorway and coalescing
Flashlight.
in the center.
I flick on the car's headlights that were pointing at the doorway.
The shadows retreat and disappear from the doorway because you're mean. And
this will be a good test of whose side of the Sombra is on. If she goes and tells the others about us, then
okay. Do any of you have any lights on inside the car?
yes, probably.
I
Okay.
mean, would we? I don't feel like we would.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't say you had any lights on, just that you had
Okay,
a
then.
flashlight.
Alright. So right now, the only lights from the headlights that Joey
Yeah.
just turned on.
No, you leave those off. That drains the battery super quick.
No, Joey just turned them on when the shadows
okay.
were forming at the
Fair
door.
So, the shadow seems to disappear. Everyone roll a wit awareness, please.
My Sense the Unseen kick in?
Yeah, you'd get benefit with Sense the Unseen, I think.
So that'd be wits awareness plus aspects.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 2 successes.
Sense the Unseen doesn't give you benefits to that. It just lets you see invisible things.
Okay.
Heightened senses gives you benefits to that, which I have.
Right, in that case, yeah, sorry, you get the bonus. Sorry, my bad.
I mean, I have both, so.
Yeah.
3 successes.
3 successes.
2.
All of you.
I rolled 8 dice, got 1 success.
All of you see the shadows don't retreat from the doorway entirely. They melt down into the ground and start racing towards the car. Like, essentially traveling under the beam of the flashlight. The headlight, rather. And then the shadow disappears under the car.
Timothy pulls out his gun and has it at the ready.
Same.
Yeah. Gina's gonna step out of the car.
Okay.
And yeah, she'll have a look under it.
Joey also steps out the car with has the gun in a less threatening state and goes, "We just wish to speak if you are
Yeah, if they're
amicable."
all stepping out of the car, Timothy is too.
Lauren's gonna wait behind because, like, she's not actually that good in a fight. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, when
Lucy
you
just sinks into her seat, being invisible.
when as Lucia sinks into her seat, she feels a hand. Shadow's character's Lucia, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's invisible?
You're
May
invisible.
I add?
Damn, I was gonna be like, it's gonna be like you.
No, I went invisible.
Oh, I was gonna have the La Sombra hold your hand, just to troll you. Fair enough. Then. That doesn't happen in that case.
Our character, could we edit our names in Zoom to show our character's name?
Sure.
May make
I mean,
it
mine
easier.
does.
Anyway,
I think Sarah's crashed.
or she's just doing a really long dab. Hi. You froze for a bit.
What?
You
You
froze.
your
Blade.
webcam.
Oh, yeah, I don't know why my
And we were just saying, could you
bad today.
guys change your Zoom name to your character name?
Yeah, would
That
be
way.
helpful. Anyway, as you all step out of the car and Lucia becomes invisible, you see a black shape begin to form, rising up from the ground. Very dramatic, very much putting on a show of forming out of shadow.
Joey enjoying the showmanship. Does the opera clap.
The moment this
And
happens, Timothy's just like,
I would put my hand on, be like, let us try to speak first, Mr. Lockhart.
And as the La Sombra finishes forming, she gives a very deep sort of this is the end of the play kind of deep bow to Joey, just like thank you sort of bow, and she just says she looks at all of you, her eyes lingering on the Ravnos for a moment, and just says before looking back even just says, so you're the ones they send then?
Yes. We're here to destroy the gate. We recommend you stare down to be maybe given a fair trial. Or if you're like the Ravnos here and help us.
Oh, I plan to help. I made a deal and I intend to make sure it gets honored.
Who is the deal with, if I may ask?
What was her name? Scarlet?
Scarlet Churchill.
Yes, that's it. Real prim and proper Ventrue type.
Okay then.
You can always tell a Ventrue. I think she looks at Timothy.
Timothy looks down at his
I think she
tattered.
looks at you and winks at you. Just.
This is happening outside the car, yeah.
Yeah.
In that case, Lauren will eventually get out, seeing that currently there's no fight happening right now.
I'm not trying to like rain on your parade, but Timothy is wearing like really tattered clothes.
Okay, then fine.
I'm the one in the full business suit and like the really sort of smart
in
cuffs.
that case, she winks at she winks at Lauren. Just you could always tell a Ventrue. Wink.
That's Lauren's getting out of the car.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to get a bit more of a close-in investigation, the night is still young after we concluded our business.
She looked like she was about to turn and start walking to the warehouse, but she stops and gives Lauren an appraising look. Just, well, I might take you up on that. And
provided you can entertain me, of course.
Lauren gets. Oh, you go first.
Joe just goes, I have heard that someone can do wonderful things with their shadows.
Oh, I'm counting on it.
Timothy looks Lauren dead in the eyes and just does the Vulcan eyebrow raise.
Yeah. And when Joey says I've heard that someone can do wonderful things with their shadows, the Sombra just looks at you and just gives a very is it
lascivious
smile. Just real playful and teasing. And before,
Timothy is going to.
And just
Timothy is going to.
Get this party started, shall
Timothy's trying to speak.
Sorry.
Timothy is attempting to stealth. So
Okay.
that would be dex stealth.
Yep. As she walks towards the warehouse, she turns to
2
shadow
successes.
once again and melts away.
So Timothy just goes into goes into soldier mode, for lack of a better phrase, and just posts up on the door and walks in, all stealthy like.
Gina's going to use Shadow Cloak to pull the shadows to her.
Okay, so because
a bit more
I
stealthy.
didn't notice what Shadows posted in Discord. So as this is going on with you lot stealthing forward, we cut to Lucia, who, for the sake of the TV show, we could see Lucia, but she's like translucent, so she's invisible. And we see Lucia just walk up to the entrance and walk inside. You see an empty...
She is sneaking. I did roll a sneak.
Yeah.
And I got all successes on my 3 dice.
You see an empty, seemingly abandoned warehouse, and to the left are the stairs that go all the way up to the top floor and lead down into a basement. There are drag marks on the floor. Lots of drag marks. Lots of things have been pulled through this warehouse. And there are many footprints, many drag marks. You don't know what's been brought in, though.
I
do have Sense Unseen, so do I notice anything? You
No.
make out with discipline, or can I roll it?
There's nothing to notice. It's just drag
Okay.
marks.
So Timothy walked into the. I already said he walked into the warehouse. So
Yeah.
if he sees the stairs to the basement, he's moving towards the
Yeah.
basement. Can I roll an awareness to see, just to make sure?
Yep.
See what I see.
You.
Joey
I
tries to
also-
be stealthy, but
There.
So that's 3 successes for awareness.
So, the warehouse looks, and this is when the body horror description starts. The warehouse looks entirely normal. It is made of brick and stone and mortar. It is your normal, everyday warehouse. Shelves line the floor. From top to bottom, but all the shelves are empty. This warehouse has not seen use in a long, long time. There is a thick layer of dust coating everything. It's why the drag marks and the footprints are so noticeable. But the dust ends at the stairs leading down. The dust ends, and so too does the stone, the mortar, the metal, and the concrete. That's when the flesh begins. It's subtle at first, thin and papery, but it gets thicker, more viscous, if that's the right word. More like the walls have been painted with flesh that has been molded and melded to fill every nook and cranny, every corner, every crevice of this warehouse as it goes down and down into a charnel house of horror. There are people in the walls, extending bodily from them. Their lower halves dissolve entirely into the flesh wall, and their upper halves hang loosely. Their bodies desiccated, mutated and melded, bones twisted and lengthened and sharpened and reshaped into horrifying images of some nightmarish fever dream. The floor is caked in a pool of blood that seems too fresh, given that nobody you see as you go down seems to be bleeding. And as you go down to the bottom of the stairs, the innocent victims...
I don't think he was going down yet.
Oh, well...
Oh, I was going down.
Yeah.
If you were, Joey would call out for you not to.
Okay then.
I do have a question. Is the floor also things that are kind of people?
It's all flesh. The flesh is everywhere. The ceiling, the walls, the floor, all of it.
Okay, I think Lucy stops before she steps on
stairs-
flesh.
Pardon? What?
I think Lucy would stop before she steps on flesh.
Yeah. It's all flesh. It's all just flesh crafted to take up as much space as possible. This is a nightmare made real, made manifest. The people used here, the mortals, they are barely recognizable as humans. Their forms changed in horrifying, unspeakable ways. Bones and organs and everything just twisted and reshaped at the whims of a madman.
Are these things still alive?
They are all still alive. All of them. Most are driven to a state of catatonia, but there are a few who aren't, and they moan softly. Most of the ones that aren't catatonic are insane, and they whisper and mutter gibberish, insane ramblings as their minds decay. And
I'm gonna roll willpower.
And the few that are not completely insane turn to look at you as like this is sort of going forward in time to the point where you'll all be going down. So it's like as you.
Then don't do that then, because
Okay.
again, Joey wants to.
Okay.
Joey will be like, okay, everyone, before we go down, group up.
Okay.
Okay. So
I don't-
group huddle.
I just don't want to risk people heading forward and, there's magical bullshit here. For we know there could be traps we can't fully see. Again, I would rather someone not rush ahead, looking at Mr. Lockhart, who rushed ahead just a few moments ago.
Hey,
Uh,
Joey and I to the front.
Any? If that
pardon?
helps. Lucy just quietly whispers, "I don't see any." If that helps.
Yeah. Yeah.
When did you get here?
Yeah, darling, you should be in the car.
Right
You don't
now,
hear anything.
right now, we could really use her sight at this juncture.
I can also see the unseen.
Can you go invisible?
Again, I would rather not send her into the murder basement with
I'm not
multiple
stepping on flesh.
clans who can also see the unseen.
All right, lead the way, Joey.
I'm not
Yeah,
leading.
I
I'm not leading the way.
No, no,
Again,
no.
I just don't want people rushing off.
Joey, you stay close to me. I'm going to take point. If you see anything, you let me know. Okay?
What's to do with the wretches that are currently adorning the walls?
cam would-
Can everyone roll an intelligence occult, please?
We'll burn them down on the way out.
Timothy knows nothing.
I got a 1. I'm not smart.
That's okay.
I'm gonna spend. I have one last willpower. That's a 2. Because dice hate me.
Have you not recovered willpower
none.
from like start of the session?
Yeah, you recover willpower between sessions.
Yeah, you recover your
Oh.
resolve or your composure, whichever one is higher.
I'm happy with players recovering willpower to full between sessions. I don't care.
The world already hates us enough.
Yep. None of you know why or what significance the people have to what's being done here.
Did we just put them out of their misery?
Again, for now, let's focus on doing our job. For the rest of this stuff, I'm sure the cam will do the cleanup after the fact.
You do still have a firebomb that I provided with you, Joey.
I have it.
I gave it to Miss Morris, yes. Felt they would be morphing. And I think it'd be better we try to sneak down the flesh stairs. And if we can see them without them being aware of us because we took out their warning signals, we could then hopefully be able to throw it at them without
I have a
before.
bad feeling they'll know we're coming when we step on the flush stairs.
The entire structure here is made out of people. Some of them are still alive. And they're even the ones which aren't babbling to themselves are certainly going to feel if someone stands on their hand. Seems like a perfectly suitable, if macabre, alarm system to avoid intruders.
Okay, but there's no other choice but to go down, because we need to destroy the gate. So
We could get a load of petrol and suck it down.
But that won't be able
space
to.
crises.
We do not know how big the basement is or even where the mark is. We need to have contact. We need to have visuals before we can set the gate on fire.
All right, Timothy
I'm just
just
saying,
said.
enough petrol and enough fire will burn
Timothy
it
looks
all.
at Miss Moore and says, "Point."
I believe it should be her at point, me and Miss Tennant in the middle, as well as Miss Lucy, and you at the back with you, since you have the best gun skills.
All right then.
Seeing as Lucy is bringing up the idea, Lucia, please roll an intelligence or wits academics, rather. Whichever's better, intelligence or wits academics.
Intelligence. And you know
Okay.
what? I'm gonna give that a reroll.
You don't need to. 4 is enough. Human bodies, human flesh is actually surprisingly difficult to burn. Just chucking a can of petrol down really isn't going to do much.
Oh, I
against
didn't
this.
say I can.
I mean, well,
I'm not talking about a
either
can.
way,
I'm talking
you
about
would-
a truck.
Oh, okay then. So to say, either way, you would need a lot of petrol.
I
And
would also
time.
say that the fire bombs that
So-
Lauren makes do not use petrol. They use more spicy ingredients.
Sweet.
So all I'm gonna say is that
I mean, you give Lucy
Timothy-
enough time, she can make napalm.
Timothy has 3 dots in fortitude and currently has toughness on, so
Yeah.
he is probably the one person who can take the most punishment in this group, which is why he kind of wants to go first.
Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, we can go and fight together.
I am.
Yeah.
I've discovered something that players fear as much as a door, and that is flesh stairs. Good to know. Good to know.
Okay, so Timothy and Miss Moore go down the stairs, both at point.
As you descend, the charnel house only gets worse. There are more and more bodies, and you see no one has been spared from being added to this macabre tapestry of flesh and suffering. All ages, all genders, all ethnicities, anybody the Sabbat have been able to grab has been added to this.
Are they s-
Pardon?
Does Timothy see a child?
There are not like little kids, but there are teenagers. There are adults. There are elderly people. Like there's
So-
this- Yeah.
I'm gonna roll if y'all are okay with this. I'm gonna roll a willpower because Timothy seeing this, he is gonna want to shoot these guys to put them out of their suffering. So I'm gonna
I mean,
roll a willpower.
You would know that would obviously alert whoever's down here to your presence. But,
Yeah, but this is sort of
that's not the only thing that you would see. The
Okay.
basement has been cleared out, so it's a much more wide and open area. And in the center of the basement is the gate. It is this towering pillar that seems to have been grown from the floor It is made of flesh and bone. There are bodies, or what's left of bodies, reaching out from the tower. Rib bones have been turned into huge pylons that arc outwards and in a wide array. They look almost like antennae, and the roof of the basement has a roiling cloud that is alight with a crimson glow.
Do we see anyone?
Standing against one wall, working on his latest victim, is a Zamichi. You can tell he's a Zamichi because he's clearly doing flesh grafting. Standing at the base of the tower, you see another figure carving symbols into the flesh around the tower. And it looks like he has almost finished a circle of runes. Like there's several circles that get wider and wider around the... So there's like... it's concentric circles that go further and further away from the tower. And
I nod to Genie to firebomb the fucker.
And it looks like he's about to finish this last circle. Whether it's the final circle needed, given the state of the room and the activity you're seeing, it's possible.
I take it Joey means the Tremere, right?
Yes, the one about to finish the circle.
So,
Firebomb that
yeah, in which case I'm gonna...
before you do that, please roll a wits awareness.
Uh-huh.
Can I do the same?
Yeah, it's difficulty 2, so it should be easy to do.
I'm gonna roast blood.
You don't need to. 2 is enough.
That was with rising blood.
All right.
3 successes.
Fair enough. You notice
6
that
successes.
you notice that around the pillar, while there are concentric circles of glyphs and runes around the pillar, there is also an array of stones around the pillar. Little glowing gemstones that have runes carved into them, that have been placed in a circle around the pillar, and each gemstone has a symbol on it. Somebody roll an intelligence occult to know what those symbols are.
I'm rousing.
Okay. Uh,
4 successes.
damn. Yeah, you.
Mithy once again knows nothing.
That's a. It's a protective barrier. The reason the protective barrier is not carved into the flesh is probably because it would interfere with the gate. So they had to use the stones instead. But that
Just
makes
steal
the
one of the
barrier
stones?
vulnerable. But it also means anything outside the barrier isn't getting through.
We need to disrupt the protections before Miss Morris can do it. Miss
Sorry.
Lucy, can you sneak?
If I steal the stone, will it turn off?
And the
Off-
last
Off game DM. If she steals the stone, will it turn it off?
You need to be able to. You don't know. You would need to get to one of the stones. Each of the stones, like the glyphs, are on the outside of the stone. So like, it's each of the glyphs is like facing away from the pillar. So your assumption with a 4 occult is that the barrier exists just a little bit past the stones, so you can't actually touch the stones from outside the barrier.
That's why we're sending in our invisible friend.
Yeah.
Who still can't touch the stone.
Yeah.
Okay,
That doesn't help.
One thing you would notice though is that if they're being careful not to mess with the gate, then chances are the barrier doesn't go all the way up to the ceiling. Given what's going on with the ceiling right now, it's possible.
Huh.
With your intelligence, you would know. you would
How
have
high is the ceiling?
The ceiling is a good dozen feet or so.
Hmm.
Like it's a very deep down basement. And
Mhm.
Okay.
Make that.
Miss Tennant
So-
has
I
a
think-
question.
I think with prowess, it's makeable.
Miss Tennant has a question.
yes.
Yeah. So I take it you're relaying this with the rest of us because we're probably not like spread out.
Yeah, that's why Joey wanted us together.
Yeah, in that case, Lauren will actually go just kind of looking around. Would I be able to have a look at the ceiling to see if there's like a potentially loose part of the ceiling that could potentially
All you
maybe
see on the ceiling is the crimson cloud that is crackling with energy now and then.
Okay.
Right.
So
There's an indoor cloud.
Yeah, pretty much.
since we're here to kill these guys, I'm going to look to.
There is a
Should-
third kindred, which is who you would presume is the Ravnos, and he sees you as you come in. And
Okay, if this guy sees me, I'm just going to shoot him.
yeah,
That was going to be my actual option would be to shoot something from the roof to cause it to fall onto one of the stones to break the barrier.
I mean,
So can I roll
possible, but
firearms?
You would need to know what to shoot, and you can't see anything through the cloud.
Yeah, that's why I was asking to look at
Mhm.
things.
If this Ravnos sees me, I'm going to shoot him.
Yeah, as you shoot, as you raise your gun, you don't get to shoot because black, shadowy tendrils reach out from seemingly nowhere and wrap around the Ravnos and pull the Ravnos into the wall. And all you hear is a scream and then the sound of flesh being ripped asunder.
Okay, I'm going to immediately switch targets to the Tremere because
Yeah.
that guy seems like the most
Zamichi.
The
dangerous.
Tremere is
Zamichi.
Yeah.
Mitzi. Mitzi. The Tremere is
as-
behind a barrier. You will
yeah.
not shoot.
Yeah, I
Oh,
would
okay,
advise
that's
you to
Zamichi.
pay attention to the Zamichi because you ain't getting to that Tremere till you destroy that barrier. But
Okay.
you hear the
Yeah.
Zamichi turn around and just scream, "Traitor!"
Can I shoot the Zamitzi now?
Yeah, and you just hear the La Sombra shout back, "Can't be a traitor if you're not loyal."
And willpower
those-
reroll.
That's not how that works. That's not how that works.
come
yeah,
on.
You can make the shot. It doesn't go all the way up.
As the Zamichi turns and faces its full attention on you, however, you hear the sound of snapping bone and tearing flesh as the Zamichi begins to change. It grows taller, its limbs growing longer, its clawed fingers become like talons, its face distorts as its jaw unhinges and becomes a cavernous maw. This thing now stands almost as tall as the ceiling. It is using horrid form.
And as this is happening, Timothy just fires off 3 shots into this thing, and just the bullets just get absorbed in the
Pretty
into the
much, yeah.
body as
Yeah, the Zami, like there is like a as the Zamichi gets hit by bullets, but doesn't seem particularly bothered by them. The Tremere is now going faster, or trying to go faster, but obviously with something this delicate you can't really go faster, so it's that sort of fake hurrying you do when you're in a panic.
Jean is going to turn to the others. Okay, Liz, Joey, figure out that barrier. Rest of you with me.
How about barrier? Do you just throw the grenade above the barrier? It probably doesn't go into the clouds. You just make it in like a hoop shot or something.
That seems like a really difficult throw.
I believe in you.
Darling, we have this to deal with. If she's just going to point at the giant flesh monster.
Which insight, please, you two, Lucia and Morse. Wits insight, please.
Okay, that's a real bad roll for me. Yep, that seems correct.
Wow. With a 2, it occurs to you that the stones are projecting the barrier outwards, but they're not projecting it down. And the flesh is pretty thick on the floor. If you can get under the barrier, you might be able to dislodge a stone, which would disrupt the barrier. It's
Actually,
risky. It's risky. The Tremere is likely not gonna stand there and just let you do that.
Unless he doesn't see me.
Zamichi.
Unless he doesn't see me.
That's very true. So
Okay.
I have a plan. It's probably a bad idea. Bye.
Okay, deal with that.
Yeah.
I will stand here and be the group cheerleader. Good luck, everyone.
Over radio, she just says, "Just be ready to throw the grenade when I tell you the barrier is down."
Yep.
Yep.
The Zamichi,
This shouldn't take long.
Yeah. The Zamichi
gonna crack her
comes
knuckles.
charging at you.
Can I cast Forgetful Mind on Samichi?
It wouldn't work.
Damn it.
I'm just
I mean-
gonna say that it wouldn't work. The Zamichi doesn't appear to have eyes.
Oh, interesting.
Cheetah.
It's a flesh construct. It's turned itself into a monster. Leave me alone. Well, you
Still
can't see-
cheating.
Look, shut up. Fine. It's got eyes, but you don't imagine it would work as certainly not as easily as on the Ravnos.
Okay, so Jean's gonna run up and punch the flesh.
What, the Zamichi or the flesh wall?
No, this is Michi.
Okay then. Roll a strength brawl, please.
Yeah, I'm gonna rouse blood for this.
Difficulty 3, I would say. Let's
Okay.
see.
That's
No, you got
Yeah.
3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you land a you land a hit, and the Zamichi.
If I willpower, can I get more successes and then get a
Sure.
better effect?
Sure,
Because may as well.
might as well. I mean,
Only one more. Have it dice.
yeah.
I'll betray me.
You you put a little extra force and throw your shoulder forward a little harder as you make the swing, and you feel the flesh give slightly beneath your fist. It's cold and clammy. It's
This is
gross.
this is with potence, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to let you know.
I was just
I
like
activate
lethal body.
potence earlier. Yeah, potence and lethal body.
Ah, well, in that case, yeah, there's a crunch as you break something, and the Zamichi lets out a yelp in pain, and is going to hit you back. Please try to dodge. Difficulty 4. Dex athletics. Difficulty 4 to dodge.
Done.
Damn. It's 4 dice. Yeah, you dodge. You feel the air move as the razor sharp talons barely miss you.
She just has almost vicious grin on her face.
Yeah.
She's like, this is a fight.
So, may I have the next? Go,
Sure,
or-
sure. This is it's a narrative combat, so go. For
All right. So Timothy runs around to the other side and basically just fires at him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna rouse the blood for this. Rouse. I'm at 3 hunger. Getting a little hungry. Ooh. Yep, that is 7 successes.
Damn. damn. Yeah, you... it's just a normal pistol, right?
I was thinking about like saying it was like an AK, but I couldn't think of
Oh.
a way to.
Okay, then in that case, you put so many bullets into the Zamichi, you actually blow its arm off. Like, just above the elbow. You hit the elbow joint and you just slice its arm off with a hail of bullets.
Could I narrative this a little bit?
Okay, go for it.
So instead of it being like a hail of bullets, he just aims really carefully and just bursts like a 3-round
Nice.
burst,
Nice.
and it just goes and completely just blows off the arm at the elbow joint, at the shoulder joint.
Nice. The Zamichi, an extra limb grows out of the Zamichi's back and just throws a violent punch at you. Dex Athletics, difficulty 4, please.
Okay, so that's just it. Nope.
Yeah.
Good thing I have toughness.
You get solidly punched in the face. Take 2 superficial.
So that's no superficial.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, he just gets punched in the face, and Timothy doesn't even move.
Yeah, it's just a quick like bitch slap, and it does nothing. I love it.
Oh, I think it's a minimum of 1. I don't think you can reduce damage to 0.
Oh
but
yeah,
at
yeah.
level
You
5 powers.
can't have. It can only be reduced to 1. So yeah, it
Okay.
stings a bit, but it doesn't really do anything. Like there's a tiny cut on your cheek.
It's a love tap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The badass thing
As a
still
note, it
happens.
does occur before halving.
Well, I'm just ignoring. I'm doing a narrative, so like this is what happens. Because I can't be bothered with dice rolls, and narrative combat is fun. The Zamichi then turns its attention on to the rest of you, like having lashed out at Timothy. Who's next?
I'm gonna try and grapple the Zamichi.
Okay. It's a big boy. You're gonna have trouble grappling it.
I'd grapple the kaiju monster.
Specifically, I'm going to try and do 2 actions because
All
you can
right.
do multiple actions with penalties. So I'm going to try and grapple it, and if I'm successful with grappling, nom.
Oh, you cheeky fuck. Okay. Okay.
Are you about to Diablerize this
Diablerie.
bitch?
Diablerie.
Maybe.
If not-
so-
if not-
The Ventrue Dragon is like, it's going to be such a boon to the world. You know, London's going to be so fucked.
it's
Yeah, I'm
it's-
definitely
it's-
not
it's-
plotting the
it's
same thing
gonna-
on the Tremere. Definitely not.
It's gonna be somebody with all the business sense of a Ventrue that can hold a grudge like a Zamichi. That's
and I'm also-
not a
I'm go-
combination you want.
I'm going to
No.
willpower reroll 3 of those because
Yep, you can willpower 3 of those.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do that because yeah.
Yeah, 10. Come on, quit.
Yeah, because it's
Still
Aw.
get 4 successes.
yeah. You grab hold of it and you sink your fangs in. The Zamichi is now trying to shake you off.
I'm gonna start draining them.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go.
Yeah. So, do a strength brawl for grapple, and try to
That's-
stay on difficulty 3.
Oh, that's what I rolled for, or is this another one?
This is trying to stay on.
Yeah. But this
Oh,
is,
okay, yeah.
It's immediately going to try shaking you off because you're trying to drink
Okay.
it.
Yeah, I get yeah, those. Yep. Mm,
So, strength athletics, difficulty 3.
Oh, strength athletics. I thought it was a strength brawl.
No.
I thought it was. You said
Yeah.
strength brawl.
Yeah, because brawling is how you
Oh,
grapple.
yeah. Sorry, brawl. My bad. Me being an idiot. Yeah.
As a note, check DMs.
And I'm going to re-roll 3 of those.
Ooh.
And you just stay on.
Yeah. Like there's
Anyone-
Yeah, you get slammed into a wall as it tries to shake you off. So take a superficial damage, but you stay on.
Yep.
You manage to hold on despite getting bodied into a wall. You're a tenacious fucker and you ain't letting go.
I want my vicissitude, bitch.
Pretty much.
All Joey is doing at this point, because again he's not by, is he's leaned back onto one of the bloody walls, took out one of the little earpods he's had in this third time, which no one has noticed, put it into the ears of one of the people that's suffering, click a button, then both him and the random person on the wall just starts hearing Shadow of the Colossus music as he watches Miss Tennant climb up this Samichi's leg. And that's all Joey does.
She is like properly like sort of like spread eagled across this giant sort of meat monster. Has somehow managed to find the neck and is just like ah.
Yeah, so Joey's just leaning there on the wall, allowing one of the insane people tied to the wall just put inside its ear and one of his 2 earbuds and just starts listening to Shadow of the Colossus music, watching this.
And
Joey doesn't bite. And he trusts Miss Lucy to be able to, get down the barrier.
So, you are all doing things. And outside, the La Sombra is doing a thing. You don't know what that thing is.
So now it's shadows.
Yep, shadows. Please roll a Dex Stealth.
Okay.
Difficulty
I mean,
2 because the Tremere is not paying attention.
I would say the difficulty should probably go down given I'm invisible
True,
and I make no
case,
sound.
In that case, difficulty 1. So
actually, the way that it works is that if he's not aware, or if the target is not aware that there's someone who can turn invisible, they can't make a test at all.
Oh, okay. Then in that case, just do a thing. In that case, just a Dex Athletics to get under the barrier and get one of the stones. I'd say difficulty 3, given how fiddly it is.
Okay, I'm gonna rouse the blood for this, given I have 2 dice.
Oof.
Ah, yeah, you physically cannot pass otherwise.
Yeah.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You did it!
Jesus. Yeah, that's a bestial crit.
Oh my god, that's 5. That's 5 successes
6.
and a bestial
No,
crit.
that's 6.
That's 6.
Oh,
That's
shit,
4
so
plus
it is.
2.
That's 6 successes. You don't just grab 1 stone, you grab 2. And
And crush them.
And the bestial part is, you do crush the stones, but you just let out a roar of rage at...
Time to slam tackle that nerd.
You let out a bestial roar as your beast takes over, horrified by the sight you see around you, and you become visible for everyone to see. That's the result of your bestial crit. But
Can I
you
just
have-
tackle
you
the-
you have disrupted the barrier.
May I take the next turn?
Sure.
I think it's me that's up, right?
Yeah, because
Like,
Miss Ho's
my
holding her
girlfriend just
last.
sorry.
popped into visibility.
Oh, okay, then.
Like, yeah.
Okay.
Her order was the moment the barrier went down, throw the grenade.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
Yeah. Can I rush over to Lucy, like pick her up with one arm,
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
jump
I
back
assume
and throw the
Lucy's
grenade?
not resisting. Okay.
yeah, and just gonna soaring leap backwards and throw the grenade right at the gate.
Okay, we watch this cool video game-esque scene as Morse runs forward, grabs Lucy, and pulls her back as Lucy is crushing these stones and grinding them into dust and just roaring with bestial fury, and then just being yeeted backwards, and there's just this little metallic object that gets thrown, and there's just a thud. Boom! As it explodes and obliterates the pillar, the flesh around it, and roll. I'm gonna roll to see if he can dodge.
Can I roll Dex Athletics? Is that the difficulty?
Well, he's got to roll to get the hell out of dodge.
Yeah, I don't want him to dodge. I want him to suffer.
Yeah, sure. Okay, then he'll make an opposed roll.
Jesus Christ, that's so bad.
Willpower.
I'm gonna use my quarterly merit. I'm gonna succeed. It's a messy crit plus 2 successes for 3.
So was this? It sure was. Well, he has. Yeah, no, he doesn't dodge. Like, he cannot possibly pass a dodge roll. He has no athletics, and he has 1 strength and 2 dex.
Right.
Yeah, he ain't passing the dodge roll. So yeah, he gets caught and is set on fire and just begins to scream in abject terror and tries running out of the room. Well,
Joey will try to tackle him as he runs out of the room.
Okay.
Are you sure you want
to?
Are you sure you want to tackle a vampire that is actively on fire?
Yeah, if you're going to try to take him down, I'll need you to roll a terror frenzy to see if you can even get close to him. Please, Ryan? I believe that's a pass. You are able to get close, and you manage to take him down before he gets out. The fire begins to spread. Unless you are actively putting the fire out.
I'll be putting the fire out.
Okay then. In that case, it doesn't begin to spread.
Alright, so me next?
I'm just saying on this nerd.
Yeah. As soon as the tower is... Well, the runes are damaged beyond the easy repair. There's a Zamichi here after all. Beyond the easy repair, the screaming starts as every single person in this room begins to howl with agony, their consciousness no longer being drawn into the pillar to power it. The cloud fades into nothing. You see the roof again. And these poor, poor souls are just howling in agony. And you can feel the flesh begin to move and contort as they struggle and pull and try to get away. But they can't. They are stuck where they are.
Okay, so my go?
Yep.
So I want to do a called shot on this bastard's head.
Okay.
So what's the penalty for a called shot?
-2.
Yeah, it's -2.
Yes.
I mean,
So
it
how
also
do I-
depends on what you're trying to target. It could be more.
Yeah.
I'm targeting the head.
I mean, it's a big head now, so I would say difficulty 5. Because it's a cold
So how
shot
do I do a
and this thing
how
is
do I do a
fast.
minus modifier?
So call shot removes successes. It does not remove dice.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was adding 2 to the
That is not the
difficulty.
correct roll at all.
I was adding 2 to the difficulty to make up for the cold shot. In that case, it's a difficulty 3. But, yeah.
Willpower.
No, that's not the correct roll.
No, he rolls more dice than that. That's just wrong.
All
There
right.
we go.
You know what? Just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna willpower that.
I mean, you kind of have
Are
to,
you
or you
trying to-
won't hit.
I mean, you kind of have to.
You won't hit.
That's
'cause-
2 successes.
Yeah.
No, that's 4 successes.
Yeah, but
Minus
you take
2.
Minus 2
Minus
because call shot.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't take away your
Yes!
dice pool. It takes away
Hell
the
yeah.
successes.
Oh, that's a
you have.
bestial crit.
Nice.
It's a bestial
Yeah, it
crit.
is.
You just unload. No, actually, the bestial crit is that you get pissed. You are you are looking at this pain and suffering around you, and you might be a kindred. You might be around the block a few times, but this is fucked up, and you are angry and repulsed. So you let go of reason and tactics, and you just run head on at the Zamichi as you fire, and you just unload into this thing's face, and it howls in pain and thrashes around. Please make a Dex Athletics at a -2.
Car Grayson this shit.
And a
Wait, is this on the
-2
Zamichi?
difficulty because you're currently under the effects of a bestial crit. So -2 difficulty, and the difficulty is 4. Because it is violently thrashing about.
Is this a
Nope.
Zamichi or the Premier?
Samichi.
Zamichi's.
I'm still attached to his back, you fuck.
I mean, it's shooting the Zamichi's face, so, you know, you're good for now. You're good.
Okay. I actually do need to make a Diablo Ray roll for that one.
So basically, what's happening?
You don't need to Diabolize it to get its abilities. You only need to drink a point of blood, which you would have
I
done
still
by
gotta-
now.
Yeah, I actually want to drain it. It's down, so it just goes into torpor.
Ah, right.
But if you
Okay.
Diablerize them, then
Yeah,
you get
bonus
XP to spend on those abilities.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
My
mean,
character, if I buy a kindred, my choice is Diabolize or be bound to them as a slave. I choose the Diablo.
Yeah,
so-
at this point, Timothy is screaming at the top of his lungs and just like ran up and just holding down the trigger of his AK into the face of this creature.
yeah.
Well, actually, once he enters torpor, when you remove his head, he'll die, and I'll be free of the blood bond anyway. So
I mean, I think that
You also can get blood bonded on one night, unless you
Yeah.
have that flaw.
Which I do.
I have the merit, which actually means that it takes twice as long to actually bond with me.
So basically, you're not bondable today. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
I would have to go back to this Zamichi, which I don't plan on doing. He's not surviving this night.
not.
I
Yeah,
just wanted
so-
his blood.
So just for my own information, how many successes total did I get in that roll? So that was
You rolled.
Jane put it 6.
so that's 6 plus a crit, which would be
No, it's 6.
oh
Counting the crit.
right.
Because it's like 8, and then you reduce the 2 because of the difficulty, because of the culture.
Right.
Yeah.
So
You do add whatever damage your weapon does after nat successes.
Yeah, I think in he's like 3 or 4.
so
This is an area of enemy, so
I called a shot on the head in an attempt to kill this thing.
Yeah.
So because I succeeded, I'm just wondering how many successes I would need for, say, a decapitation with bullets.
Well, you
Oh.
didn't dodge its attack, so it's just gonna knock you over and stop your attack. That's what it does. But it's very hurt now, and it tries to retreat in order to heal its face. As it's growing,
I'm still drinking it.
yeah, as it's growing new limbs to try to get Lauren off. Lauren, please, another
So,
strength
um,
brawl. To
Do I take damage or?
You take another superficial, but it's mostly just he's knocking you away to stop you shooting. Because, you know, it was more frantic flailing than an actual attempt to hurt you.
That's another reroll.
Uh,
Yeah. So I can re-roll 3. Yes.
Yeah.
3.
Yep, you managed to stay on, but only just.
That's another superficial.
Pardon?
That'll be another superficial as like slams me into something else. I
Yeah,
guess.
probably. He just slams his back into a wall, and
I think he's taking aggravated each time you drink.
Yeah, he's because draining does do aggravated damage.
Yep.
Yeah, and then
Also-
then
Hold on, I think biting does aggravate, but drinking doesn't.
these
It's a weird
Amici-
distinction.
Either way, his hunger is increasing.
Yeah.
The Amici sees the way the wind is blowing. It's not stupid, and he begins running for the stairs. His body changes. His body begins to change as he takes on a new form, becomes more serpentine.
Right. As
Wait,
as he's running,
he has metamorphosis.
He's got a horrid form. He can change his shape.
Yes, but going serpentine would be ministry.
Well, it's not specifically like a snake. It's just more like he's making his body more serpent-like. It would actually look like this horrifying flesh worm, this monstrous thing that's got bony scales and.
Yeah,
all
that still
shit.
seems more. Still seems more like
Yeah, that'll be a metamorphosis.
fair.
fair.
Fair enough.
Vicissitude
Then.
still
In that case, he's just changing back to kindred form and trying.
Yeah,
to
it's
run for the stairs.
basically vicissitude. The sort of limitation on vicissitude is it still has to look vaguely humanoid when you're finished.
True. In that case, he just shrinks and tries to get up the stairs because he's a bit big for those stairs at the minute. Given that he's like 12, 13, 14 feet tall.
I'm still attached to him.
Yeah, I want to like just tackle his legs out from under him. I'm gonna put Lucy down, and then just sort of slide, and it's more of like just a leap, just at his like lower half, just to take him out. So I want to fall like face first.
It's guitar slide. You guitar slide into him.
Yeah. So I think this would technically be a grapple. Probably.
It would be melee brawl. No, it would be melee brawl because you're not using a weapon. But I think it'd be melee
You mean
brawl.
strength brawl?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
Strength brawl.
Strength brawl, because you're grappling without a weapon.
Yeah. Okay. I will rise the blood for this.
I was going to say difficulty 2, maybe. Oh, damn.
That's fine. 7.
That's a crit as well.
Yeah,
That's
you
crit.
just. In fact, actually, you know what? How do you take this bitch down?
I'm just. I want to like basically, as he's running towards us, I'm seeing this as him running towards Lucy, and I'm like, "The fuck you are."
It's
So I'm gonna
it's
just
almost like
sword
I'm a
leap.
police girl or something.
I'm going to soaring leap at his legs, just like below the shins, like proper rugby tackle. But like with Travis, I just tear off like one of the legs and he goes down.
Jesus.
And Lauren's still like on top of him.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's being dogpiled by the burly business mob boss and the policewoman.
Yeah.
As Joey's trying to stake the Toreador, he yells out, normally people will pay good money for that, as he's trying to stake the Toreador.
Lucy
no,
just
sorry,
walks
no.
over
See?
and helps
Tremere.
with the staking of the Tremere.
Yeah, Tremere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine you're not trying to stake the Toreador, that is yourself.
It's been a rough
Self
night for
completion
Joey.
was hard fun.
Joey's just trying to stake this this. Too many
Tremere.
clans.
Tremere.
Too many clans with T's. Tremere is like
Magic bitch.
if we hand this guy over to the sanctuary, we'll get a big reward.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Well-
eating them would also be a big reward.
I
Just saying.
our character. My issue is in this system, Diablo isn't working mechanically. In character,
No, it's definitely worth it.
It's more worth it, yeah.
in
It's more
character,
worth it than it used to be.
Joey would rather have, Toreador support.
Premier support.
Premier support. Again, too many clans with T's.
Okay, so is it my go?
Yeah, like he's down. You're not under the effects of the bestial crit anymore, so you're clear-headed.
So
again.
I'm going to attempt another called shot on this guy's head again.
Okay.
Can I just stop you for a second? Like, why don't we just let Lauren finish him off? Like,
Yeah, for fuck's sake.
she's trying to eat this guy. I think it's
Okay,
good to ruin her dinner.
Can I walk over and eat the Tremere?
No, Joey does not let
No,
you.
I'm already trying to do that.
No, neither of you can eat the Tremere.
Can I at least, feed a little? I'm hungry.
Speaking of,
Yeah, same.
Fine, take 1 blood point each.
Yay!
I'll take
Now I can
2.
take blood sorcery.
No,
Christ.
that is how disciplined learning works.
well, yeah, you can take blood sorcery, but it's like, don't kill them. I need this alive because I also want to learn blood sorcery, and I want it in with the Tremere, so they will actually teach me a tiny bit.
They won't. You're not Tremere.
I can try.
I mean, if he does well enough on his social roles, I will give him a shot at learning blood.
Okay, so how many blood does our blood bag still have?
Are
He's
you bagging this guy?
I mean, I'm drinking.
I mean, he's
I'm
had
just
two.
gonna save some
he's-
Tremere for later.
I see. It's Tremere, a local delicacy.
Oh, you see that? This is a very fine vintage elder Tremere. Wait, what?
Tremere.
Oh.
I remember the last Tremere I ate. I mean, what?
No, but seriously, how many? Because Tim and I both want to drink from
There's
him.
3 blood bags worth. There's 3 points of blood left because you've drained 2 out of him.
Yeah, I just took one.
Oh, I thought Tim and Lucy were both draining 1 each, in which case he's got 4. There's 5 points of blood.
Before either of us drink, is he at 0 or 1 or 3 hunger?
I would say he's at 1 hunger, or 1 hunger.
Okay, so we put him at hunger 4 then.
What B-sec I'm being called? No eating my goddamn bargaining chip.
Yeah.
But I want to eat him.
Actually,
Anyway.
if we both took just 1, he'd be at hunger 3.
I know. I'm taking 2
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 1 for now, 1 for
because
later.
I'm gonna go invisible.
Kindred are not good people, guys. Anyway. You,
Just Gene
Vampire the
standing there with the
Masquerade
leg.
is a game that deals with adult themes.
Yeah,
A little bit,
it's just
little
Gene
bit.
standing there with the leg, like, I don't know what you mean. Like, just throw it into the fire.
yeah.
Proceeds to beat Samitsi with own leg.
Yeah.
You
You can use the leg like a drinking horn if you want to get some
It's
vicissitude.
true. It's true.
I'll pass.
Look.
I
I mean, I
prefer
wouldn't
to
mind
make them
an-
another
not to be
blood
little
point,
bitches.
honestly.
Look, Lauren is just trying to tell you how to get a leg up in the world.
It turns,
Hey,
Hey.
I appreciate that. But like, I prefer my food not to be little bitches. So
I mean,
It turns out-
look. Sometimes when dealing with a Tremere, you just don't have a leg to stand on.
it turns
Dude.
out no
Zamichi.
he's a Zamichi, yeah.
Zamichi, whatever.
too many T clans. I've said this. Also,
Anyway,
it turns out
now the Ryan's back.
it turns out no one called me. I'm just Caucasian.
Fair enough. I mean, you do have a derangement, so it checks out. You hear footsteps coming down the stairs. And as everything settles and goes quiet, all the
Has this
screaming.
bastard finally entered torpor yet? Because of...
Yeah, I'd say he's entered torpor, with all the damage he's taken. These
cool.
elites use it
I'm
torpor.
cool. I'm gonna rip his head off.
Are you not finishing the job, diablerie-wise?
No, actually, she's about to, but then she realizes no, this is a step too far. So she's instead just going to kill him instead.
Diablerie.
Yes, don't
Diablerie.
diabolize. It's rude.
Yeah.
Diablerie.
No one here should diabolize.
Why not?
As the footsteps
Larry.
get closer, you fucking reprobates. As the footsteps get closer, you see a figure clad in what looks like a sort of a sports outfit. It's form fitting but stretchy enough to be athletic. It's it's basically it's basically sort of like like they saw how ninjas dress on TV and that's how they're dressed, but it's more.
Tell me you've never played sports without telling me you've never played sports.
Lol. I don't know.
Sports outfit.
Yeah.
The moment. Sorry. Continue.
It's comfortable. What this woman's wearing is comfortable, but allows her to move. She has a sword strapped to her back. It's a long katana, and she is walking slowly and self-assuredly down the stairs. She has a bandana that keeps her hair tied behind her back. And as she comes down, she just takes her hand off the banister, the handrail. Just.
Would Timothy know who this person is?
No, none of you know who this person is. And
Okay,
she
in
just
that
says-
case, Timothy is leveling a gun at this girl's face.
Yeah, she just says, "Well done. I honestly wasn't sure if you four would survive. You five would survive the night, going up against this crew.
I
I
mean,
was going to.
or is apt. Lucy's invisible.
Yeah, true. No, actually, no. She says 5. She says
So
5.
I just say, tell me who you are before I pull a bullet between your eyes.
And she smiles a little and just says, "My name is Teresa, and I'm what you would call something of a traveler. I am a fixer. I fix problems for the Camarilla. I travel from city to city, and I've been tracking this particular cell for a little while now."
Okay, the moment she starts saying she's with the Camarilla, he does actually lower his gun.
Yeah. I'm honestly impressed. Zamichi was a difficult
head is
enemy
currently-
to track. Pardon?
His head is currently 10 feet away.
Yeah.
I just can't, because obviously he can't actually dodge if he's in torpor, so I don't suppose it's
Yeah.
just like, I would have just kept going until I pulled it off.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, and she just. Yeah, unless the 4 of you have anything that can destroy this gate entirely, I will take over the cleanup from here. 4 of you should return to. I believe Scarlet was her name. And.
Yes. Go ahead.
And let her know how things went. And, yeah. Would she notice that he's been fed on rather violently?
Being called again. Sorry.
Okay. I imagine she's... she steps forward. And she...
Point of order.
Hmm?
Point of order. How old is this Zamitzi?
Zamichi is an ancilla, so maybe a couple of 100 years old. 100
So this
years.
guy would be dusting right now because he just got
Ah.
killed.
True. Do you dust after a couple of 100 years? I don't know how quickly.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Yes, very much.
When,
Okay,
when,
I'm-
when,
Without
you re-
careful.
when you reach true death, you age up to what your
I
real
know.
true
It's just
age-
I wasn't sure how
Yeah.
quickly
Okay, so-
skeletons decompose to dust.
Without proper treatment, like in the Balmer and things, like the human body degrades super quickly. Like
Fair enough,
within
fair enough.
sort of 10 years, you're a skeleton. Within like 3 years, you're a skeleton. Within 20 years, you're bones, and within 50, you're looking at like fragments at
Oh,
best.
okay, then in that case, yeah, it's turning to dust, and
Yeah.
she steps forward and just pokes it, like sort of nudges what's left with her foot. She looks at the four of you appraisingly. And she just going to
I
see.
think- I think we're almost all completely undamaged.
I take
Yeah.
2 points of superficial from being slammed into a wall,
Yeah.
but that's why I
Same
was trying to
here.
keep the person.
Yeah, but
like,
we're
a couple
almost
of you-
completely.
Yeah.
I take none
Like-
because I'm a badass.
Our
Yeah.
group is almost completely unscathed.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was given dinner.
Woohoo. Yeah, she walks over to the Tremere and pulls apart his jacket and pulls out a few pieces of parchment that he would have had in a pocket and just rips it to pieces. This was the ritual for the gate. We'll not let that get into the wrong hands, shall we?
I now have access to protein.
Pardon?
I now have access to protein because
You
I
do?
drank him.
Would she be
what-
the question is, with Auspex, would you be able to see that someone is drunk?
No, you would need Scry the Soul.
Maybe
has
Even
to
then,
commit
Scry the Soul would only work if you Diablerized.
Yeah.
True, that's why I wasn't sure.
If she
What
has squared the skull, only one of us would ping right now.
What disciplines did Tremere have access to?
Dominate, Auspex, and Blood Sorcery.
Sorry,
Mhm.
what? We all talked, sorry.
Yeah.
Dominate, Auspex, Blood Sorcery.
Yup.
Aye.
Okay.
I can't
Yeah, three of us said the same
see.
thing in different orders at the same time. It was really good.
Yup.
Aye.
Something, and something.
All right, so shall we smash cut back to Scarlet?
Yeah, basically, we smash cut to you guys outside, and the Ravnos is just she is sat in the car, just no, actually, she's got out of the car and is just wandering around, just aimlessly walking back and forth, while the La Sombra is talking to her, and the all of you. Excluding the Ravnos and the La Sombra, get in the car, and the La Sombra takes the Ravnos after you, but through the shadows as you head away. But we don't follow you. The camera doesn't follow you. The camera stays on the building, and at first nothing happens. And then after a little while, we see the sword-wielding woman walk out of the building, walk away down the street, and then there is a loud explosion as the building erupts into flame. And the camera fades to black. And then fades back in on the group of you, returning once more to the Tainted Blood, which, considering the night, is an apropos place to meet.
Point of order: Timothy is now back in a perfectly tailored suit with
Yeah.
perfectly tailored gloves.
If we
And
could have
what-
stopped somewhere, I would have changed because
Yeah,
Yep.
there's no reason why
There's
you couldn't have
blood.
done that.
Lauren has taken out one of her other suits because unfortunately the one that she was wearing at the beginning of this evening does have a fair amount of Zamichi blood on it right now.
Joey would have dropped it, went by his club and got a brand new dress.
Yeah. So you all turn up looking fancy and presentable, but because you took
Haven't
a detour, pardon?
I haven't changed.
Yeah. And so,
Just like you fuckers owe me petrol money.
Because you took a detour, when you arrived, the La Sombra and the Ravenos were already there, with Scarlet in the same private room you met her in before. Lady Scarlet simply waits for all of you to enter, and then the door is...
Timothy would, as he entered, bow and go, "My lady."
Full respect.
Yeah. I am pleased to see you have returned successfully. And with our informant, no less. And with an addition to the Camarilla. She looks at the Ravenos, who looks very nervous, sat there before, like, the prince's personal assistant. Like, she looks very uncomfortable and very nervous. The La Sombra
Lucy
looks...
waves at her because I don't think the Ravenous has seen Lucy, given she
Yeah.
was invisible
Lol.
all the time.
Yeah. The Ravenos sort of nervously waves back and doesn't really say much. And
Gina's just gonna growl at the Ravenos, like, stop that.
Joey just plunks next to the Ravenos and pulls her in for a hug.
She
That's fine.
accepts the hug awkwardly, like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing now. And after a moment, she sort of awkwardly returns the hug.
You should inform the Tremere we have one of their wanted in the boot of our car.
I see.
Not Tremere, Toreador. No, I said it right.
No, you got it right the first time.
I
Sorry,
see.
it's been one hell of a night. There was a kaiju Samichi.
Zamichi are a problematic clan. Yes. It is...
When Joy says that Lauren, all she does is just wipe her thumb across her lips. She doesn't actually have anything on them, but that's
Yeah.
just all she does.
Falcon eyebrow raise from
Yeah.
Falcon eyebrow raise from Timothy.
I think Scarlet just raises an eyebrow at that. Like, she notices that and just... Did you diablerize him?
No. I ripped his head off, though.
It's an appropriate response to a Zamichi fleshcrafter.
But I was needing just a little bit of a snack before I did that.
Of course. Of course. That's all you were needing. She says, with the tone of someone who isn't buying your particular flavour of bullshit this evening.
If you wish to thoroughly debrief me behind closed doors, I can always stay behind.
I hate you so much. Anyway,
You're flirting in front of these. You're flirting in front of the Sumba you were flirting with.
Timothy just
I'm
looks at you dead in the face. Wait, before you go on, Timothy looks at you dead in the face and just says, "You are shameless," and just drinks from a wine glass.
And Joey, while sipping wine, chuckles. And I thought I was the Toreador.
Lucy just looks at Jean and goes, "I think she's going the bully route. I ship it."
When Timothy says you're shameless, when Timothy says you're shameless, the La Sombra laughs and says, "And fun."
Do I get an invite to this?
And she leans forward and does that sort of like little like fingertip under your chin and just purrs and says, "Darling, sweetie, you get an invite anywhere."
Well, I am Tremere. Corridor.
Corridor.
Seriously, we need
This is the
Joey.
running joke. This is the running joke now.
No,
Joey is so
he-
turned on that he forgets what cladding is.
Yeah, and but Joey does say, this is why if the antediluvians were real, we need to slap them across the face for having too many T names.
Well, I'm going to let all the antediluvians who have like godlike power know that there's some little bitch from Essex wants to slap them across the face, and let's see how they respond to that. They just roll up into Essex and be like, "Yo, motherfucker."
I like the idea of multiple antediluvians rolling up. Like, are they just like in a convertible? Like, hey,
No, I pictured the antediluvians getting out of a clown car.
No. See, you've got to remember the antediluvians have been in torpor since the truly ancient times. So they're rolling up in a Fred Flintstone car. Because that's their level of technological know-how. It's like they'd watch the Flintstones and be like, a documentary.
I'm just thinking that the antediluvians just turn up on a camel in the middle of London. It's like, how the fuck did you get a camel across the channel?
Okay, anyway.
Determination.
And crafting.
Anyway, the Lasombra is just like, you're invited anytime. And
From Joey's skirt, you're not sure where it came from. He pulls out a VIP card to the club that he's the social manager for.
yeah,
Puts it down the Lasombra's top.
rare. You are interesting. She plucks the card out and puts it in her pocket. No, actually, no. She goes to pluck it out and then just taps it back down further. Just.
Joey just winks
Yeah.
and continues to sip the wine.
Yeah, the Lasombra then picks up a glass of blood and just leans back and enjoys the drink. Looking every bit like she owns the place.
And we don't even know her name.
Yep. And Lady Scarlet is like before, just watching the bullshit and with a ever so slight amused smirk on her face. Just, it's the attitude of, I'm amused by these clowns, but if this were the court, they would be in so much trouble. Like I'm glad we're not in court right now.
Oh, no. Like, Lauren has been to Elysium before. She knows not to do this when she's at Elysium.
Yeah,
Same with Joey.
It's just a case.
Oh yeah, same with Timothy. Like,
Yeah.
everybody in this room knows how to behave. They're just
Yeah, it's
choosing not to.
No. The reason specifically for Lauren is that she does this specifically because this club is not Elysium.
No.
Yeah.
I just want to point out, Lucy's very much behaving.
yep, so is Jean.
Yeah, if we were in a goddamn Elysium, Jean probably wouldn't be the one behaving.
You don't know that. You don't know me. Come on. Like,
I noticed how that wasn't a no.
Coppers in rear view may be more bent than they appear.
yeah.
Look, it's
Like, I'm one.
look,
Like,
it's
I'm one copper you can't bend over, sweetheart. Like, taken already.
The question is not the question isn't is she bent. The question is how bent is she.
When you say that, Joey does
It's-
walk over to Lucy
It's a
and
loop
make,
de loop at this point.
So it's a Mobius strip.
when Jean says that she's already taken, Joey does playfully walk behind Lucy and start playing with Lucy's hair and goes, "Well, from what Lucy said earlier, it does sound like she wouldn't mind sharing."
Immediately, like, shove. Like, not put and shove, but
No,
like,
I said
there's
I
no
shipped-
restraint.
Lauren going for those two.
Yeah. just gonna push Joey like into a wall.
I'm
hard
just
enough
gonna
to, like,
clarify
cracks of
for
laughter.
everyone in the room.
So and at that, the Lasombra bit. Now, there's plenty of everyone to go around. She just gives you all a very mischievous grin, and
You don't know how, but Timothy obviously doesn't have Blush of Life on, and yet somehow you can see a slight blush.
Yeah, like he just looks awkward. Like, oh, what's that? I've left the tea on. I must be going. What?
Okay, we've all had fun, but Miss Scarlet, I believe you wish to actually get on with this before the night ends.
I was honestly enjoying listening to the banter. You make a interesting coterie and an effective one, from what I am told. If we are
Okay, at the word coterie, like Timothy just looks a little shocked and says, "Did I hear that right?"
Yes, it has been decided. It was decided that should you prove to be successful in this quest, that you would be forming a new coterie. One whose purview will be fixing the problems that are best fixed efficiently and quietly, which you managed to do.
Yes.
And then
Flashback to the explosion.
Yeah.
and then
Very quiet.
Timothy just says, "Well, in that case, shall we have a toast?
We shall.
It's a new beginning."
Yeah, and Scarlet like rings the bell on the table, and more bottles of wine are brought in. Like, everyone's preference being known by this point. And
So Timothy raises his glass and says, "To new beginnings."
To the gate breakers.
I like that.
I
To the
missed
gate
all of that
breakers.
because, yeah, I missed all of that because of my
Yeah.
internet cutting out.
Pretty
So-
much, she told us we're going to be a coterie. There was a lot of flirting.
No, I got the flirting because I was the one doing the flirting.
Yeah,
Lockhart,
so
then Lockhart said, let's have a toast, shall we? Lift up glass. He said, to new beginnings. Then Joey was like, to the gate breakers.
Okay. And for all of us not losing our heads this evening.
And I think Scarlet actually smirks a little at that because she knows what was done to she knows you ripped the Zamiti's head off. You told her, so
Yeah.
she smirks a little at that.
And Joey jokingly says while playing with the Ravnos' hair, ooh, if this one needs a home, my Mal was looking for a new apprentice.
Who? Sorry, our character. What?
The Ravnos.
The
Oh,
Ravnos.
right.
I'm playing with her hair, and I say, ooh, if this one needs a teacher, my Mal was looking for another apprentice.
Yeah. When you say Ravnos, when you call her a Ravnos.
I don't think he
Please.
did. I think
No,
just
that was
this
that was
one.
just clarifying which one he was talking about.
I said this. I said if this one needs a sire, my Ravnos, my Mal was. I didn't name your plan.
Okay then. The Ravnos looks up surprised at that and just I think I'm done with sires.
Well, you do need a patron to stay in the Camarilla, dear.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's not so much a sire, it's just my Mawa would, house you, give you a place to stay, and make sure you know the rules.
Okay. So it's not like the Sabbat. There's no foldery or anything. I won't be.
No.
No, we're not animals.
Thank.
Plus, it means you can get a job at the club I run, and you'll be adorable as a waitress.
Yeah.
Pretty much, Joey.
There's a little smile.
Joey
at that
just-
idea.
Joey's just frowning over this lost Ravnos like ooh, I have a new doll.
Yeah, she is very
Joey's
lost.
possessive. Joey's possessive toy on HS leaks out of it.
And like a new doll, Joy will forget about her in a week.
And
Yep.
Lauren will be
Um,
waiting. I mean, what?
Jean is going to reach over and squeeze Lucy's hand just to get her attention and give her a look like, are we doing this? Like, are we doing this whole coterie thing? She doesn't say anything out loud. But
Yeah, I just imagine Lauren is sat there like, she's so adorable. I could eat her up. No, really.
No,
Really.
she actually does like have a very hard stance against Diablerie. She really doesn't want to do it.
Well,
She's not
yeah,
above drinking.
I,
She's not above drinking people into torpor, but she'll then find other ways of killing them.
Fair
yeah,
enough.
Diablerie's just the worst. Who would do that?
Yeah.
Joey says
who
playing
even? Who even? I like how everyone's like, me. I'm
No one
dead."
here. No one here scried the soul. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely didn't have that character earlier. Scribe the soul on all of you or anything. That's crazy talk.
Hey! I got Prince supported Diablerie. I'm good.
anyhow,
I mean the prince.
I think Lucy just typed something on her phone and like shows it to Jean. Like under the table, kinda.
Do you like me? Yes or no?
She loves
No,
me.
it just
She loves
says,
me
I
not."
think so. I can check with, and she writes a name that Deezer still hasn't given me.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Which name is that?
Fire, probably.
Oh, sorry. I don't know.
It's fine. It's fine. Come up with it after. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. We can fill it out in post.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it live.
Shrug and raise her glass
Yeah.
for the toast. And yeah.
So, clink.
Mm. And is that everything?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. As you all celebrate the formation of the new coterie and your new mission to fix problems in the city that need fixing quietly and quickly, the camera.
And we are known as the Gatebreakers because I actually really like that.
Yeah, it's a good name. It's a good name. And the camera starts to pull away as it fades to black. And then for our final scene, we fade back in to
London on fire.
No. I mean, not quite. We fade back into an apartment where that we haven't seen before. It's not an apartment that belongs to any of the coterie. We see the sword-wielding woman. She wakes up from torpor, and she clutches her head and she brushes her hair out. You know, in that sort of like you know how movies do it. Like conveniently, she moves her hand in a way that brushes her hair away from her head, and we see a third eye wide open and oozing blood, and her two normal eyes go completely wide and her pupils dilate, and then the camera sort of zooms in and rushes in and into like her pupil, and we see what she sees. We see London set ablaze, clouds crack with lightning. We hear the sounds of gunfire. We hear screaming. We hear running and the sound of marching boots.
Oh, great, she has the dark hold.
A storm is coming to London, and it's unknown who will survive, or what will remain standing when that storm finally breaks. And that...
Well-
Us will remain standing when that storm breaks, apparently.
For
and
more
that
information,
is-
please press 1. To hear it again, please press 2. Para habla español, el número 3, por favor.
To find out
Para oírlo en
more,
español, presiona el número 8.
to find out more, watch this fucking clusterfuck of idiots live.
It's the Starship Troopers informational videos. Gets to the end and then, would you like to know more?
I still love that there are people that don't understand the original Starship Troopers movie. It's literally a propaganda movie set in its own universe.
Lol. I mean, I didn't know that,
Maybe
but
since it's not
I still like the movie, so. But yeah.
Because again, if you watch it, the people you're following are terrible people, but they look like the good guys because again, that's the way the movie's meant to be shot. It's meant to be propaganda.
Right.
To do your part.
Oh yeah. I guess that makes sense. I never really thought of it that way.
Mostly, it mostly was made that way because the original book wasn't that way, and the dude who hates the movie really hates the fascistic overtones of the original book because the writer was a fascist dickhead.
So we have jumped straight into the after show.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, the
yeah.
session's finished, I think. So.
Yeah. But good news.
So before we delve too deeply into politics and whatever Ryan's talking about, how about we do them Chronicle tenants that we still haven't done?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Before
now that you have a coterie, what are your Chronicle tenants?
And before that,
Also,
I need to
you know,
myself.
Did we do the coterie thing? Like, did we assign dots
Oh,
for the coterie?
shit.
I don't think so.
I was supposed to go like 15 minutes ago.
Lol.
Yeah, I'm actually
Why
gonna
don't
have
we
to
do
leave,
that
so
offline?
I won't be. I won't
Okay,
be here
then
for
I
this.
guess we'll do the coterie thing offline.
You guys can still do it on the. I'll just need to go.
Now we can have a voice session at a later date where we can all chat and sort that shit out.
I mean, we're delaying the first one by a thing, right? So
yeah,
I
we
mean-
can do it then?
yeah.
Yeah, that works.
Alright then.
Okay. See you.
Bye.
Bye.